Salutations, salutations, hello, hello, hello. It's been a while. When was the last time I streamed? Probably over a month ago or something. Something like that. Anyways, welcome everyone, welcome. Since there is a new update to with Exorcist Miko, I thought, you know what? I think I need a bit of a break from the Nissan scenario. So here we are. I'm quite excited to see what the new characters are going to be like. The newly added Hololive members. Because I still maintain my opinion that this is probably my favorite Hololive fan game that I've played so far, obviously. I have no doubts that in the future we'll have great Hololive fan games. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mighty. Hello. I haven't seen how many things changed from this game since the last time. I know for a fact, for example, I think Ame's watch got buffed, so it's much easier to get exactly what you want with it now. So we'll be taking a look to it. Also, I haven't played the game that much, so I might be a bit rusty. Forget to post the link in the server. Can you do that for me? Please, pretty please. Alright, so now that we have Ame watch, yeah, I can choose any stage. We can go right into the MAKAI stage. Okay, nice. So I don't have to clear the medieval stage for that. That's cool. So I think the MAKAI stage should be the same tier of stage as the medieval stage. I think. I'm not sure actually. I'll have to check. Here we go. Into the MAKAI stage. Let's see what we get here. Extra words is always nice. If it starts more easily. Oh wait, I know this song. This song this is Ayame's original song, right? Sounds like it. It sounds like, yeah. I think this is an Ayame song. This is very familiar. Should we go for this? I don't want any of these items, actually. I'll go for this. Ooh, I like Udin. Udin is good. Yeah, this is absolutely an Ayame song. Absolutely. Which one is it? I think it's even one of the songs that I recommended in the beginner's guide I made about her. It's one of them. Let's see, should we get the familiars? Maybe not. Alright. MAKAI! So, the new characters, the new bosses that were added are, well, the MAKAI Hololive members, with the exception of Mel. So, Ayame, Shion, Choco, and who else was it? I forgot who else was in MAKAI as well. Mel is also supposed to be from MAKAI, but she wasn't added. Only 4 bosses were. Alright, Toa was added. There we go. So yeah, it's Choco, Toa, Ayame, and Shion. There are only 4 bosses per chapter, so that's why they didn't add Mel. Technically, Rushia is also from MAKAI, but you know, we don't know if they're gonna be adding Rushia or not. Alright. I need to unrust. Go. Because if I remember correctly, this game gets pretty hard. Also, I think there might be also a new secret boss, but I'm not sure about that. But that makes me excited if there's a new secret boss, because, you know, last time I played this game, we had that epic battle against Kurokami. Which is super cool. Like, the Kurokami fight is my favorite fight in the game. It's so cool. Really hard, but really cool. There's many different ways to approach that fight. I even found some very cheesy ways to beat it off screen, but I didn't want to use that on the actual clear on stream. Basically, there are some combinations, like with Matsuri's items and Korone's items, that make your melee attack so strong you can skip entire phases. Yume Hanabi, okay, yeah, that's why it sounded so familiar. Yeah, that is absolutely an Ayame song. There we go. I mean, I love the Pekora carrots so much. The Pekora carrots with the night vision goggles from Botan, they're such a good combo, because the problem with Pekora's carrots is their accuracy, right? But the Botan night vision goggles remove that accuracy penalty. They make them super accurate. So you have really consistent damage. There we go. Oh, it's Yoi no Yo Yoi. Okay. Yeah. Regardless, both of them were the songs that I recommended in the beginner's guide, which is why it sounded so familiar. There we go. Oh, who is it? Choco! Oh dear, you really worked up a sweat to make it here, didn't you? Your body will burn out in no time at this rate. How about you just sit still, relax, and let Nurse Choco examine every inch of you. Uh-oh. You don't do those anymore, Choco, though. Those streams. She stopped doing those streams. That's why we haven't had a new Choco-sensei quiz for years now. Because she would do those in the examinations. Ouch. Ouch. Alright. I gotta focus. Also, don't forget to dodge. Oh, I'm poisoned. Alright. I should be able to parry that. But now I lost my parry reflex. So I can do this. Stop doing those because everyone knows the right dances and she's too lazy to make a new one. Fair enough. She always does the same questions, to be fair. So yeah, I think that might be the case. It's a shame, I really like those. Those are fun. Nice, sir. Speaking about, quizzing talents with tests, I think we should have a new Vispo academic test soon as well. Because Vispo also has one of those. And those are pretty fun. Neoporte also has one of those. But I haven't seen the Neoporte ones. All I know is that... Oh, she's just a mid-boss. Alright. All I know about the Neoport academic test is that Itoitoi is the lowest ranked member. That's all I know. Nice. There we go. I should have brought the item that kills me on kills. It's useful. Ouch. Come on. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Gotta use this again. And I'm still using my regular healing build. Good for survivability. Good to learn the patterns without being too punishing. I could have brought Don-chan also for extra defense, but I decided to bring the Luna item that buffs me. Makes me a bit stronger. Come on. Out. Hey, just saw you live. Wanted to drop by and say thank you for your awesome videos. Thank you for watching. started watching VTubers because of your videos and got stuck in VTuber. Oh, really? Oh, that makes me happy to hear. That makes me happy to hear. That is the purpose of the videos, after all. Nice. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the kind words. There we go. Reminds me of about the quiz I've been trying to make for you, like Who Wants to Be Millionaire style, but kind of forgot about it. Oh yeah! I also forgot about it. Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I've been thinking of doing something like that myself maybe one day. You know, with difficulty levels. Could be fun. Like to challenge people. Maybe that could be a good collab idea, where I make a quiz and then I challenge people into the quiz. Could be a lot of fun. There we go. 1-2 years ago. Ugh. There we go. Now, if I were to make a quiz, I would have to decide if I only make it Hololive only, or if I add other VTubers as well. Oh, Toa! There she is. Mikochi, let's make a deal. Surrender your soul to the darkness and I'll let you leave this place alive. Toa-sama, still putting on the devil act? I see. But the only evil one here are the spirits possessing you. Silence! How about I show you just how devilish I am? By shooting more holes into you than you can count. She's got good aim. She's been participating in VSIQ for a long time. Oh, she got a Peacekeeper shotgun from Apex. Look at that. Oh boy. And don't forget, Toa is good with shotguns. Oh, that's a wingman. Wait, no, that's not a wingman. Is that a Mozambique or a wingman? I'm not sure. Wait, this song. I know this song. Isn't this Shion's song? I think this is Shion's song. Oh. Quick movement with shotgun. Toa is good with shotgun. She's been playing Gibraltar for a long time. Every time she participates in the tournament, okay, not every time, but most of the time she participates in the tournament, she always plays Gibraltar because she's really good with it. Even though she doesn't like the character, but she's just really good with it, so she always plays the character. And the character is really good with shotguns. Oh boy. Alright. Time to go for speed style. Alright. Ouch. There we go. Speed! Ouch. Okay, I gotta heal. Oh right, I forgot I got the shields. Oh, damn, that was my shield. I changed the controllers and I think it's messing me up right now. It's fine, I'll get by somehow. Hope is the last one to die. There we go. Oh shit. Change to melee. Peacekeeper Mozambique, yep. Ouch. Nice. Ah! Nope. Oh, can you parry that? For some reason I feel like that feels parryable. I know this. This sounds very familiar. This spell card is just like Yuyuku's spell card in Perfect Cherry Blossom, where she makes the butterflies chase after you and then explode. Yeah, this is definitely from Toho 7. This attack, but it's a bit easier than Yuyuko's. I still should probably make that video talking about the Toho references in this game, huh? That would be fun. There we go. Easy version. Yeah, this game is hard, but it's not as hard as like the actual Toho games. Ah, shit. Ooh. Ouch. Okay, damn. You know what? For the first try, this is not too bad. Not too bad for the first try. Rematch. I think what I need to do is change my controls, because I changed my controls off stream, because I reset them by accident. I just need to change something up. Okay, so Gohei attack is let's see, I have this one to fire. My Gohei attack is gonna be what should be my Gohei attack actually? Huh. Didn't think about that, huh? I did not think about that. It's gonna be this one, sure. And my dash is gonna be this one, just like in Toho, in the Toho fighting games. There we go. Alright, let's go. Toa, Tosama. Speaking about Toa and Apex, I really think we should be having a new V-Cycle tournament soon. Surely. The V-Cycle tournaments, the Apex ones, usually take around this time. The older ones were earlier in the year, but the last year, the V-Cycle was in August. So, I think we should have a new V-Cycle tournament very, very soon. Which is gonna be hype. I wanna make a video about it this time. Kinda like the videos I used to do for Mario Kart, where I talk about the participants. I'd like to do something like that for the V-Cycles now that I know like most everyone that participates in those tournaments. I also want to do them for Mario Kart, but you know, we need the whole New Year Cup to return. Well, it doesn't have to be New Year's necessarily. Shit, I gotta move speed. Right, I changed it to that button. Nice. Ah. Nice. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Wait, alright, I changed it. I changed the controls. I was now getting used to the old controls. If I remember correctly, some of the experiments Holostars participate too, right? One of those rare collabs. There's always Holostars members in the tournaments of the JP esports scene. I'm currently making a video about it, actually, about the JP esports scene. But yeah, for example, Astaleda participates in every single Apex V-Cycle tournament. He's been there since the very first one. But you've also seen other members like Aruran, like Izuru, Axel, Altair participate as well. Rika also participates every once in a while. But those are just the V-Cycles, because there are other tournaments as well in the JP sports scene. And there's usually always some kind of Holostars members there. For example, Aruran participates in a lot of the Street Fighter tournaments. He participated in the... He participated in the Street Fighter 6 V-Cycle recently as well. And so did Rika. Same thing with VCR events, they're not competitive, but you always have like Holostars members there. But yeah, I'm currently making a video about it, so... You'll see. It's basically supposed to be a guide to the JP competitive gaming scene. It's focused on the VTubers, of course. if only Asel played tournament series at least once. He kinda does, but he also does it in his own way. But man, he was so close to winning last year. He was so close. It's a shame that the last round did not go very well for him. Because he almost won that. He almost won the whole thing. It was a very close tournament. It came down to a tiebreaker between Tsuna's team and Kuzuha's team. Depending on the tiebreaker used, we would have a different champion. Oof. But yeah, Kuzuha's team won. He is the first team leader to have made it to become the champion of V-Cycle for the second time. But man, I was rooting for Tsuna so much. Because she was doing so well in the tournaments. Consistently being one of the top performers in the tournament. Nice. Alright, this is new. Ouch. Alright. Nice. Alright, dodging. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. I just gotta focus. Shit. Nice. Focus on dodging. Nice. Okay. There we go. Easy. Easy peasy. And there we go. Victory! Haha. Much more than I noticed. I like Hollow Stars as much as Hollow Life ones. Shame some people get rude about them just existing them all, but I get everyone is different places. True. I think we're starting to see it less, at least in my perspective, we're starting to see less pushback on those kinds of things, because I think more and more people are starting to realize that actually Hollow Stars and Hollow Life collab far more than people realize. And also, I really do think a lot of the pushback, ironically, is coming from the EN side, because I think that on the JP side, they're already used to collabs like these, because they've been happening for years now. But on EN, I think Hollow EN fans are still not used to it. But with time, they will get used to it, so it will be fine. All we need is time. Her last spell card's easy, yep. Elsa is great, always trying to support the bros when I have the chance. Yeah, I gotta make that Astaleda guide that I've been wanting to make for a long time. But the next beginner's guide I'm gonna make is gonna be on Raden though, I've already decided. I want Raden. Because since I'm gonna be making competitive videos about VTubing, I think if I were to make a guide on Astal, it would be yet another competitive gamer. I think it would be nice to do one on Raden to make to have a break between competitive gamers, since Raden doesn't play games at all. And then for the next JP VTuber I'll talk about, then it will be Astal for the beginner's guide specifically, because the next EN VTuber that I want to make a video about is Bijou. Probably Bijou, most likely Bijou. But after that, then I'll make one on Astal, because I've been wanting to make one on Astal for a long time. Kind of related question, have you considered making a video about some Hollow Stars VTuber? Well, I guess I just answered the question by accident. I accidentally answered the question, so yeah, I do want to, yes. I want Astal to be my first one because he's my Hollow Stars Oshi. But in the future, I might make about others as well. Like Aruran. Aruran is another one that I also want to make about. I would have made one about Shibuya Hall if it weren't for the Neoport clipping guidelines. Follow ID, Advent, and legendary collabs of Crony and Mori with Hollow Stars definitely help. Yeah, definitely. Who is Bijou? Ooh, Bijou. The most tuny of tunies in Hollow. I'm free! Hey, you okay, Miko-senpai? I didn't hurt you too bad, did I? To turn us against each other like this, unforgivable. Whoever's responsible, I'll make them pay. Was that again about showing how devilish you are? She's actually an angel. Toa Majitenshi. Damn, only one reward. Oh, never mind, I got more. Nice. So there we go, we got Toa-sama! And Choco as well. Yuzuki Choco. Whether it's because she's a nurse or because she's a demon, Choco-sensei knows all of my weak points. I mean, that's because she gave you a thorough examination. Back when she used to do those. Had I succumbed to her seductive wiles, it had been over for me. The blonde hair didn't help either, right? Because Miko loves blondes, I forgot. That's why she can't resist Amelia or Hachama. She's a sucker for blondes. Tokoyami Toa. She's weak to light. Okay. Oh, actually that's weak to stun. For all her talk about being a true devil or whatever, when it comes to gunplay, she's the real deal, yep. She's a Diamond 3 Apex player, and a Diamond Street Fighter 6 player now as well. When it comes to gunplay, she's the real deal. Her real power shines through with the squad though. Exactly, see? Thank you. The dev knows. The dev knows that her true potential lies in a team. Yes, Toa is good with a gun, she's good at FPS games, but she's extremely used to playing as a team, you know. She's not really the best IGL, but when it comes to being like a good support for a squad, Toa is just really good. Like her Gibraltar is so good, and even then though, last year, she didn't play Gibraltar because Gibraltar was not meta anymore. She played Bangalore instead. She was basically the fragger of the team, and she performed really well. I'd say last year was the best performance Toa has ever had in the Apex v Psycho. Like, her team legit had a very big chance of winning because they were dominating the scrims. I think they won 2 days. They won 2 of the days of the scrims. Unfortunately, the tournament they didn't go as well, but they were so strong that tournament. Like, her team was so good. You had Toa playing Bangalore as the fragger, you had Kaminari QP as the IGL playing Crypto, and then you had Aruse Inu, you know, the controller player who's really good at killing things, playing Watson. They did so well. Very good. I can't help but wonder if she chose this on purpose to be nice. Maybe. So yeah, Toa can hold her own in 1v1, but her potential lies in the squad. Indeed. Alright, let's go. We still need to find the other ones, after all. Let's see, who else is missing? Wait, is it? Who else is missing? So we're missing Shion and Ayame. Shion and Ojo. Alright, let's go back to MAKAI. And we don't have the things, okay. So I should probably do... What is it? Image training. No, it's not image training. What was it? I forgot the modes. Mountain stage, MAKAI stage... Shrine sweep, there we go. This is the best way to get the holo coins that we need. But yeah. This is also part of why I want to make those videos. Whenever there's a new Apex v Psycho, I want to make a video going over the participants. It's precisely because I want to give context to people that might not be as knowledgeable about the different participants. I mean, I'm probably not gonna know everyone, right? But at least 90% of the participants, I should be able to know them all. You know, 90%. And I've been thinking as of late of making an actual, like, series where I talk about the Apex v Psycho. You know, kinda like how I did in my Minato Aqua video, where I go over narrating what happens in the matches, but focus specifically on the tournament days. Because if I were to focus on the scrims, it would be like a 10-hour video. So definitely let's not do that. But if it's just focused on the main 4 matches, I think I can do something relatively easily. Still changing POVs and everything. Especially now, since I finally found the VODs for the first two V-Cycle tournaments. Because those were lost. If you go to the official website of the V-Cycle, you don't have the first two. You don't have the first two V-Cycles. For some reason the VODs aren't there. And I could not find them anywhere. Even the wikis did not have the links to them. Like every time the wikis linked to something, the wikis would just link to the channel of Shibuya Hall instead of actually linking to the VOD itself. But after scrolling through a lot of VODs, I finally managed to find the VODs for the first two V-Cycles, which I used for the... Well, I used specifically the Ayame POVs in the Ayame guide. But I also have the POVs for Shibuya Hall. Which I am not gonna use those because, you know, of guidelines, Neoporta guidelines, but it's still nice to have them there. Restored media, yeah. Now anyone that wants to go see those VODs will be able to go on the links of the videos that I use them. They'll be able to access them. Which is nice. Alrighty. I know that in the Neoporta Discord server there is always someone that makes Google Docs about the V-Cycle tournaments as well, and they usually have links to the POVs of every single member, every single VTuber participating, which is really, really cool, even split by days. They're very thorough. It was thanks to those Google Docs that I found specifically the spreadsheet for the damage dealt and the kills gotten by Ditto for the Akirose video. They're very, very cool. They make spreadsheets for every single V-Cycle, but I only found out about that since the V-Cycle 6, Apex V-Cycle 6, so I need to find like the other Google Docs if they exist. I know they made a Google Docs for V-Cycle 5 as well. I need to find them now, because those are going to be extremely useful for future videos. You know, there's the Wikipedia wiki, but the Wikipedia wiki is not that thorough. It's nice for like a quick consultation, but when I want to see like more detailed information, it doesn't have like, for example, the POVs. So it's something I use usually for like a quick consultation only. Ooh, shit. But it makes sense because Wikipedia is not really a VTuber focused wiki. It's kind of like an esports general wiki. So they don't really focus on VTubers. And the virtual YouTubers wiki is not thorough, especially when it comes to JP VTubers. If you look for like informations about the EN VTubers, you're gonna find a lot more thorough information in the virtual YouTubers wiki. But when it comes to JP VTubers, because the majority of the users are on the EN side, there's not that much information on JP VTubers. So a lot of the time you have to go on Japanese wikis and use Google Translate, and you know, sometimes that works. For example, the Vispo wiki does have like a lot of information. The Vispo wiki even keeps track of all the ranks achieved by all the members and what seasons they achieved those ranks, which is extremely useful. Extremely useful to research about how high rank each member is and when did they got it, how many times they got those ranks. It's gonna be extremely important information for my future Vispo videos. Kinda, it's a full esports wiki, yeah. It's a full esports wiki, but it's not that thorough when it comes to like the VTuber tournaments at least. There was a Wikipedia, that official highly scientific article, and someone mentioned Miko as an example, or Marin, example, I remember now. I never heard of that one. I'd like to take a look at that actually, that sounds interesting. Alrighty. Ooh, I should be using my shields. Ah, damn, I lost my shield. This is gonna start getting harder and harder. But yeah, the Japanese wiki is useful. It's a shame I have to use Google Translate though to read it. But it's still extremely useful because again, they have links to the They have links to the sources and a lot of miscellaneous information that I wouldn't know by just getting information from clips. And you know, having access to the original sources is extremely useful as well, because then I can clip those original sources to use in the videos. For example, if I want to look up a POV of one of the Vispo members achieving the rank, for example, Apex Predator rank, I can look at the wiki, click the link for the source, and then go into your original stream and clip it from the source. It's extremely useful. So like the people that work on these wikis, they are such a big help. It makes the research process much easier. There are a lot of times where I know I've seen something, but I can't find it anymore, and sometimes going on those wikis allow me to find it again. You know, it's some mad lad adding the pages for VTuber tournaments, so it's good that people can add those in Wikipedia. True. I wish that somehow we could have the Google Docs information of the V-cycles in those wikis as well, because the Google Docs, I think you need a specific link to get them, and the only reason why I have those links is because I'm in the Vispo Discord server. In the Vispo Discord server, every time there's a new V-cycle, they share the link there. Because, you know, Vispo and Neoporter, they go kinda hand in hand. But I wonder, if I join the Neoporter Discord server, if perhaps they'll have the links there. I'll have to go look. I'm not in the Neoporter Discord server yet, because I still have to do my deep dive into Neoporter. Hello, hello! Welcome, Christopher! Brilliant. All that I know about Neoporter, I know a fair amount about Neoporter because I've seen a lot of stuff about them. You know, usually whenever they collab with Vispo or with Astel. And obviously I know Shibuya Hall pretty well at this point, because Shibuya Hall is a big presence in the esports scene. In my opinion, Shibuya Hall is one of the reasons why the JP esports scene is so prosperous. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. As always, you go with your tradition of not writing a message, huh? Still keeping to that tradition. There are pages with a lot of VTubers now that I look at it again. Writer used a lot of Hololive English as examples. What should I go for? I'll go for this. But yeah, I really want to make people discover more about JP VTubing. I've talked about this many times in the past, but you know, when I became a VTuber fan originally, it was a different vibe in general, because back then there was no EN scene. So every single VTuber fan needed to, if they wanted to enjoy VTubers, they needed to basically discover and find out about JP VTubers, right? And they would usually use clips or maybe just power through the language barrier and just watch things in JP, right? It was very interesting, because people didn't really care about the language barrier, they would just watch someone if they liked that person, right? Back then, I remember, if you were a Hololive fan back then, you probably knew about like the majority of Hololive members. Be them JP, be them ID, right? And even then, when HoloEN started being a thing, you still had a lot of like Hololive EN fans that knew a lot about Holo JP, for example. Back during the Holo Myth days. These days though, because the EN scene has grown so large, you now have a thriving, prosperous EN scene, and as a result of that, we now have a supply to the demand of VTubers, right? Right? If you are a VTuber fan these days that joins now, you most likely don't need to watch JP VTubers, right? Because now you have like a lot of options, right, in EN, which makes a lot of sense, right? It makes a lot of sense. But we've come to now to a time where a lot of people don't know much about JP VTubers, right? Like it's very weird whenever I come across like new Hololive fans that don't know, for example, who Kiryu Koko is. It's like, what? That's insane. I guess times really have changed, huh? Obviously, I understand why. I don't blame anyone for it. You know, it's natural. Times change. You know, time passes, and now we have a thriving EN scene, right? There's no need for people to watch on the EN side to necessarily watch JP VTubers, right? But it still feels weird as someone who has been here like since before that was a thing, right? But I understand why it happens. It's normal, and I don't blame anyone for it. But it has I've become more resolute in my goal of wanting to make people discover more JP VTubers and, you know, have them learn more about it and, you know, discover how awesome like the JP scene is, especially because I feel like the culture of the EN and the JP scene, they're growing apart. They're becoming more and more different from each other, and I've seen a lot of VTuber fans on the EN side that are very much unaware of a lot of the things in VTubing. I've seen, for example, a lot of the modern EN fans that, because they don't know much about, for example, the JP scene, they think that VTubing is only loot tubing, right? They mainly watch like the Twitch EN scene. And you know, the Twitch EN scene, obviously it's not all VTubers. Obviously there's a lot of really talented, entertaining, amazing VTubers on Twitch, on the EN side. There's a lot of them, right? But definitely the loot tubing community concentrates more on the Twitch EN scene, for sure. That's where the core of that community is. And a lot of modern EN fans, they become fans through Twitch, right? Because Twitch is big on streaming, especially in the West, obviously. So a lot of people have the perception that VTubing is only loot tubing, right? And I feel like the reason why they have that perception is because they still haven't seen just how big VTubing is, right? And for that reason, I feel like I have this goal of wanting to showcase more VTubers, especially on the JP side, because I feel like the JP side has a much bigger variety of types of VTubers that exist. And it makes sense why, right? JP VTubing exists for far, far longer. JP VTubing, even though it's just one country, it's still like half of the entire VTuber industry, right? So they have far more different types of VTubers, if I had to say. You know, you have your idol VTubers. Yes, you also have some loot tubers there, although they are of different types. You also have now your competitive gamers. You know, you have your edutainment VTubers, which we're starting to see some in the end as well, like Cleo Aite, for example. But we have far more of them in JP, right? I just think there's like a lot of grounds that on EN we still haven't seen being taken. Corona Miko English legendary videos, yeah. I mean, it wasn't as many to keep track of back then too. True, that's fair. If you are a Coco fan, I recommend Kason, they're a great VTuber, true. Let's go for this one. Was the generic Bisvani and streamers? Let's say so in general. Yes, it's because of the culture. The culture is different. Like I said, the reason why there's many more loot tubers on the EN Twitch side is because that's just the culture. On Twitch, specifically EN Twitch. Obviously it varies from VTuber to VTuber. It's not the same for everyone, right? But it varies. And it's also like a different influence, right? For example, I really believe that the EN scene is very influenced by Bishoujo. Bishoujo is probably one of the main influences towards like the EN Twitch scene. And obviously you can see why. You have VTubers like the OG Bishoujo members like Project Melody, for example, right? I think they are the ones that shape the culture on Twitch. Now, obviously, they don't embody everything about that culture because, you know, again, like I said, the VTuber scene has gotten extremely huge. There's a lot of VTubers, a lot of different types. And now we also have other, like, indie VTubers that also shape the Twitch scene. You know, VTubers like Shy Lily, like Filian, right? They shape the culture as well, right? And we even amongst the EN Twitch scene, we're starting to see like branches forming, right? Where there are different types of the EN Twitch VTubers as well, right? So even within that community, you have many different branches that have many other sub-communities, right? So it's not all the same. Hell, even in Vshoujo, it's not all the same, right? But definitely the EN scene is shaped by Vshoujo. It was originally shaped by Holo EN, but ever since it became more and more increasingly shaped by Vshoujo, and now it's being more shaped by indies, big indies. With still Vshoujo there, obviously. I still think Vshoujo is like a massive, massive influence. Melodies in Trey and Iron Mouse are OGs. Yep, exactly. But this is also why, for example, loop tubing is a bit bigger in EN VTubing, because if you look at like the OGs in EN, you know, outside of Holo EN, a lot of them tend to be more on the, how can I say this without sounding bad, because I don't mean it in a bad way, like on the degenerate side, right? The side of like embracing degeneracy, like, you know, in general, like the VTuber designs tend to be much more looter, much more looter. You have also more toilet humor, more like, actually more anime talks, but more in that waifu degenerate kind of side. And again, I don't mean it in a bad way. These are just the words that come to mind to describe it. You guys get what I mean. That kind of otaku talk, basically. Which is completely fine, like, there's an audience for that. It's just a different culture, right? Not everyone's gonna be into it, but there are those that like it, and, you know, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the modern VTuber industry, is that there's so much different choice and options. So, if you don't like a particular community and culture in VTubing, you can find others that might be for your enjoyment. That's the beauty of today's VTubing. Which is why I want to showcase more types of VTubing in my videos, so that people can see, look, you have many other choices. Because I have seen many people that, you know, they were not VTuber fans, and the reason why they did not got into VTubing is because all they thought VTubing was just people being degenerates, for example. It's all being lewd. And, you know, obviously those are the people that, for example, are not that into that kind of culture, right? And to those people, I would like to show them, hey, there's far more stuff. Here we go. I was impressed when it comes to Holo ID. Their freedom to collab with anyone and their freedom of language and so on. Yeah, Holo ID truly are the most free in Hololive, and not just Hololive, honestly. They've always collabed with the boys, there was never any problem. They're always outside any kind of controversies. They're just chilling. They're great. People love them. They're super active with their communities. They're awesome. I love Holo ID. I need to make more videos on Holo ID. I want to make one on Anya at some point as well. But the reason why I haven't made one on Anya yet is because I want to observe what she's going to be doing this year. Because she said she wants to branch out and do try new things and, you know, collab more, I think. And because she's been very active in the JP scene, I kind of want to observe what she's going to be doing. She's already participated in the Tito Cup, for example. So that's why I haven't made a video about her yet. I want to, but I'm waiting just to see what she's going to be doing this year. VTubing is weird for me, especially though those with other sides. Every time I looked at that, I was feeling worried and sad about them, not aroused. I think it's understandable. Personally, lewd tubing is not my thing. I'm not really a fan, personally. Yeah, I don't mind it either if the VTuber is lewd. Like, at the end of the day, their content and their personality is going to be the most important part to me. But lewd tubing itself is not really what attracts me to a VTuber, right? So there are situations where a VTuber only has that going for them. I'm probably not going to watch them, right? Or if that's like a big thing. Which is interesting because, for example, I think a lot of people would consider Hosho Marin a lewdtuber, but I don't. I don't consider Marin a lewdtuber because there's so much going on for Marin outside of being horny. Like, so much. You know, She's a great singer. She's a Zatsudan queen with amazing charisma. She's amazing at like conversations and collabs with others. You know, she's got a lot of nerdy hobbies and can talk about a lot of her nerdy hobbies. You know, like anime and manga that she likes. You know, doujins that she likes. You know, a lot of work. She's a fellow Toho fan. She's really good at video games. You know, every time she plays games, she tends to be really good at it. Like you see that in the Holo New Year Cup, for example, where she's one of the best Mario Kart players in the company. You have her being amazing at Puyo Puyo Tetris as well, and just in general, she's good at games. Like I always loved watching her play like Smash Brothers with Pekora and her destroying Pekora. You know, Pekora is my Oshi, by the way, my Kami Oshi, but it was always fun to see Marin destroy Pekora in those Smash Brothers streams and seeing them trash talk each other. I love it. Like Marin has so much stuff going on about her, and music is always amazing. Like she always drops banger after banger after banger, right? So that's why she's horny, and that's like a big part of her identity. But I wouldn't consider her a lewd tuber, right? And hell, even compared to a lot of lewd tubers, her design isn't even that much lewd. Yes, by like whole life standards, it's very lewd, but like by like lewd tuber standards, it's very tame. I'd say it's very, very tame. What do you mean? Whole ID only speak Indonesian? Yeah, I remember seeing that post on Twitter. I don't watch Whole ID because the language barrier. And then Ollie took emotional damage from that because holy shit. Ollie in particular in the past had like a bit of a controversy, but because people were constantly asking her to speak more Indonesian, but she was like, no, I wanna speak English too. So go learn some English and something like that. Like a lot of ID members speak a lot of English. Like the majority of them mainly speak English. So it was kind of like it was kind of funny that like someone was like, yeah, I don't watch Whole ID because of the language barrier. What do you mean language barrier? What? They speak mostly English. It even caused like a controversy in the past because they were speaking English so much. That was funny though. That was funny. And then there's Anya. Honorary JP. No, but even Anya speaks mostly English. But obviously when she has like JP collabs, obviously she's gonna be speaking Japanese a lot. Damn, we got a lot of Holo coins. Her rant was awesome. Angry Ollie noises. Now, Marin is a VTuber that happens to be lewd sometimes. Yeah, exactly. She's a very great talented VTuber who just happens to also be lewd, but she's not a lewd tuber. I think anyone who considers Marin a lewd tuber and just that, I think they don't watch Marin enough. I think they don't know enough about Marin. There's so much stuff going on about Marin. Honestly, even more stuff than I covered in my beginner's guide. My beginner's guide has gotten extremely outdated. Extremely outdated. The only one for now that has a chance for taking Gura's seat as whole alive #1. Yep, Marin. She's the #1 Japanese VTuber, by the way. She surpassed Kizuna Ai a long time ago in terms of subscriber count. I really do think Marin is on her way to becoming the #1 in general. Which is deserved. Like, she works her ass off. She works really hard. She always gives us great content, great music. She spends all her money in making MVs. It's insane. And the MVs are always amazing. She deserves all the success she has. Technically, Marin does have the number 2 seat. I don't feel like playing a current throne after graduation. Sorry, #1. Yeah. Understandable. So yeah. There we go. But yeah, loot tubing in particular is not really something that appeals to me personally. I have no problem with it, and it's completely fine if people like it, but personally it's not really my thing, so, you know, that's why I don't usually talk about loot well, that's not true. I don't usually talk about VTubers that are loot as much in my beginner's guides. Obviously, I have some guides about VTubers that are loot. Like, again, Marin, like Choco, right? But it's not really like... But even like among those VTubers, there's like a lot more going for them. And in general, I have not hid my bias towards like JP VTubers as well. Because again, I originally became a fan of VTubers because of JP VTubers, right? Before there was a Yen scene, right? So obviously, because I've always been like a lover of Japanese culture as well, right? And I feel like JP VTubing is the most in tune with JP culture, right? So that's the reason why. I have made it a point in my beginner's guides to alternate between JP and EN guides. I'm gonna continue doing that. So, you know, that's why the next one is gonna be Raden, and then after Raden it's gonna be Bijou, and then after Bijou probably Astel. Again, these are just ideas, no promises. If I eventually feel like doing something else, I might. But this is like the idea that I'm currently following. And I'm going to be alternating between EN and JP VTubers. Because I think that's a good balance of both. And I have a lot of EN VTubers I like too. So I want to talk about them too. But I do hope that I can like be able to showcase more people about the JP scene with other videos that I make. Right now, you know, I'm not working on a beginner's guide right now. Right now I'm working on, like I said, a video about the esports scene, the JP VTuber esports scene. So, you know, I'm gonna be introducing people to VSIQ, to the CR Cup, to VCR events, to the Shishiro Cup, to the ASGS and all that. And, you know, as to what even is like the esports scene, what are some agencies and VTubers you see in it, you know, what makes it tick so well, why does it work so well, right? I wanna show all that. Did you buy the Raden game? Nah, I don't like puzzle games, they're not really my thing. I like Raden a lot, but puzzle games are not my thing. Kinda yes and no. It's like Guinness Records. Guinness Records. Gura will always be #1 of their time, and right now Marin is #1 after her, but since subs are at the scale, she's on her way to surpass him. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see, we're going to MAKAI stage. Here we are. Let's see... Aha! This is good. This is fine too. Gohei attack speed. That's good too. We'll go with this. Alrighty. Right, into my controls. Forgot again. So yeah. Another reason why I want to make that video. There are 2 other reasons why I want to make that video on the JP esports scene. Number 1 is because I've seen a lot of people show interest in it in many different ways. Like every time there's like a big VTuber event on the JP scene, whenever I look at clips, I always see like people like curious, like, oh, what's going on? Like, is this like some kind of tournament? Is this like this X event or the X event? Right? So people are curious about it. I've seen a lot of reaction videos to my guides where the reactors show curiosity as well about events as well. And I've recently made a poll asking if people are interested in like competitive gamer VTubers, right? And the majority of people said yes. So with all those 3 factors combined, I decided if I make a video formally introducing people to the esports scene, like so that people can have a good introduction to have like some context on all that. That's why I decided to make this video, and that video can act as an introduction to other videos I might make in the future. In the future, I might make a video specifically just on VSIQ, or just on the VCR events, or just the CR Cups, right? Something like that. But this one is more of a general introduction on the entire scene as a whole. Also, I am getting my ass kicked. So this will allow people, especially on the EN side, because again, I've seen so many people like surprised or confused about like certain aspects of certain VTubers, right? Related to this VTuber esports scene. For example, recently there was a reaction video, okay, not really that recent, but like a month or 2 ago, there was a reaction video that I watched to a Botan guide of mine, where the reactor was very surprised that, wait, Whole Life has competitive gamers? I thought they were all idols, and I was like, damn. It's interesting, it's very interesting, because there's like quite a few competitive gamers in Whole Life. But again, remember what I said about this perception? From the EN side, that these days fans don't know as much about JP, this is another good example of it. And this, I think, is all the convincing I need to. Okay, I gotta make a video about it. I gotta make videos where I introduce people to this scene. If no one does it, I'll do it. That's how the beginner's guide started, after all. I wanted a specific kind of VTuber guides. Nobody was making them, so I decided to do it myself. And that's how the beginner's guide was born. It's nothing new and original, technically, you know. VTuber-like guides have always been a thing, right? But the way I execute it is a particular way that I wanted to see it done, that I didn't see no one doing. And I waited for a year to be done, and nobody did it, so alright, I'll do it myself. I wanted, like, basically introduction videos where people would narrate and like showcase and talk about, like, the basic essentials of a VTuber, right? The basic essentials of a VTuber. You know, not too long of a video, you know, not 20 minutes long, hopefully. Like, around 10 minutes is good. You know, where they tell me about the essentials in a narrated, fun way. You know, where they show me examples here and there. That's what I wanted. Because a lot of the videos were mostly like only clips, they were not narrated. I feel like a lot of the times they required a lot of investment as well to watch. So, you know, I ultimately didn't really watch those that much. And those weren't really the kinds that I wanted. Eventually, when I got more confident in my knowledge about the VTubers themselves, that's when I decided, I'll do it then. I'll do it. I'll do it my way. And there we go. Speaking about Gura, I really hope she'll have a good time in the future. Yeah, I think she'll be fine. I remember checking out in their past, and damn, that was impressive. Yeah. Hopefully those days are in the past. Oh boy, I'm dead. Okay, I'm gonna have to repeat this stage. I got my ass kicked. Yeah, I cannot rematch here. You have to stress about number 1 seat anymore. It's gonna be difficult, right? Because, like, the fact that she was Gura is never gonna leave her. And unfortunately, like, that's just kind of the price of fame. So, like, she will always be the shark girl, regardless, right? She will always be the one who was the face of an era. But maybe there'll be less pressure now. Because now she can truly take it at her own pace. I mean, she already could take it at her pace, to be fair. Like, it's not like Whole Life was forcing her to do anything. Whole Life was not forcing anything. But still, being in a company itself can still make you feel like, I should be doing something, like all my coworkers are working so hard. Right? That's where that imposter syndrome comes to play. For example, that's exactly how, for example, some of the graduated Whole Life members felt. Chloe felt like that, for example. Chloe felt like that. Boss. We don't want this. We'll get this. There we go. However, for not falling to the old habits, because number 1 seat stress. I think the Yago's Dream meme didn't help. I don't know. I think the Yago's Dream meme is fine, right? Technically, Yago's Dream is alive and well. Yago has already said in interviews that, you know, the whole life talents, being able to do what they love and succeeding is already like a dream come true for him. He said so in an interview. I forgot if it was the interview we had with Kiryu Koko or if it was an interview like in the Holo Talk. It was one of the others. Obviously, like the idol dream actually isn't Yago's dream. This idol dream that Yago had is actually mistakenly attributed to Yago. That dream belongs to Sora. Sora is the one that had the idol dream. She was the one that wanted to become an idol. Sora had a dream to become an idol, and then her friend Echan asked Iago if they could make that dream come true. And that's how Hololive was born. So the dream belonged to Sora, not Iago. Iago is a businessman. He was making multiple different businesses before Hololive. But yeah, he enjoys his talents, you know, having fun, being successful their way. Obviously, he inspires himself in like His Eye and AKB48, and it's funny because now we have 2 Hololive members that are literally former AKB48. It's really funny. It's really funny. Now the AKB48 members join Hololive. Let's see. Here talking about time for good, I think Hololive fans can be very social, then that was just straight up abuse. It's kinda the consequences of like online relationships in general. It's not just like Hololive, it's just, I think streamers, not just streamers, I think even before streaming was a thing, this was already something people could see with celebrities in general, right? Like whenever you have in high school, like girls being parasocial with Justin Bieber, for example, right? This is something that was always the case, right, with celebrities. And that's why the word parasocial has existed for decades now. It's not a modern term, it's a term that's existed for a long, long time. Precisely because it's not new. No. But yeah, we see it a lot with streamers because, well, it's easier to connect with streamers because you can talk directly to them, right? Like the way we're doing it right now. You guys can interact with me directly, and I can reply to you guys directly as well. It's something that streaming has, it's a power that streaming has that you don't see in any other medium, ever. But you see it even outside of VTubers. To always be a Sameko. Exactly. I get annoyed at people that say let's get her to 1 mil before they debut. She'll appreciate greatly. Like, people even listen to her. The last thing she needs is waiting at her door with expectation. I think, to be fair, those people, I think they do mean well. They don't mean ill with that. They just want to support her, right? But I also do think there's a lot of people that have a misunderstanding here. Like, I've seen a lot of people that when she announced her graduation, they were like, now that I've seen them say like, I can't wait to see what project she's gonna embark on after Hololive, like the cool stuff that she's gonna be doing, like. And when I look at that, it's like, I don't think she wants to do anything crazy. I think Gura is leaving Hololive precisely because she doesn't want to do anything crazy. She just wants to chill and do her thing, right? I think a lot of people are expecting like crazy stuff out of her, and I think that's precisely what she does not want to do. It's not like she can't do it. If she wanted to, she could, but I just think she doesn't want to. Right? Gura is a very simple person. When I think of Gura, I imagine a girl that just wants to, you know, chill in the countryside, you know, tending to a little garden, which is something that she does actually. Tending to a little garden in the countryside, growing your own veggies, you know? That's the kind of person that I imagine Gura being. And I know this because she has talked about doing those things, you know? When she auditioned for Hololive, she literally had her idea for our audition video by touching grass, tending to her garden, right? Again, that's the kind of person she is. She's a very simple person. She's not a crazy person that wants to, like, you know, achieve like the greatest heights of like the world, you know? She never wished to be at the apex of the world, you know? You know, some people can handle that. Some people vibe with that. Like Callie. Callie is made for that. Callie is made to conquer greater and greater heights. She has both the ambition, the talent, the drive, to do it, right? Just like Suisei, right? Just like Marin. But Gura, while Gura has the talent for it, she does not have that desire. She doesn't want it. So literally, Gura is someone who suffers from success. Literally. Like, the suffering from success meme is very accurate with her. Oh boy. Oh boy. I need to focus. I need to focus. Ah, no! Too close, too close! Nice. Sora's dream is nailed. Yep. Sora's dream is absolutely achieved. Parasocial also means that any relationship that is one-way-ish. Yeah, exactly. Fictional characters from books. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with a parasocial relationship by default, because everyone is parasocial to a certain extent. If you're watching a TV series and you really like a certain character from that TV series, right? You're technically being parasocial, right? Because you are emotionally invested in a fictional character that doesn't know anything about you, right? So being parasocial is normal. What is abnormal is when it goes to an extreme, when it becomes unhealthy. That's when it becomes an issue. You know, where, for example, someone that I remember this one example where someone said to Marin, like, I could not live without you, or something like that, and then Marin answered like this, and I have these screenshots always in my PC so I can send it to people whenever I see someone in the Discord server, you know, showcasing maybe too much parasocialism in regards to some VTuber, right? Like, I use this screenshot when Gura announced her graduation. I'm gonna put it right here on screen because it's a very good one, and I think it's much better if I just show you guys rather than just talking about it, because yeah, it's very important, very, very important. Marin's response to someone saying they could not live without her. Let's see. There we go, found it. It's right here. There we go. I always have this in my PC. Always. There's something I need you guys to know. Don't entrust your happiness to someone else. That kind of dependency is really dangerous. I can't take that much responsibility for you. This right here. This right here is very important. A very important reminder. You know, I think back at moments, for example, when Russia was terminated, and there was like those memes of like people like recording each other like in despair and all that, right? That's when we get to unhealthy levels of parasociality, right? Parasociality is normal. Everyone has it to a certain extent. It becomes a problem when it becomes too much, when it becomes unhealthy. And I think Marin's words over there are a very good reminder. You know, there comes a point where it's too much. You cannot entrust your happiness to someone else like that. At the end of the day, you need to find your own happiness, right? You cannot become dependent. It's fine to care for the VTubers. It's fine to care, love them, care for them, show them support. All that is completely fine, right? Completely fine. But do not become dependent on that. Do not let that control you. Proud of her because a lot of her personal circumstances were encouraging some kind of rebound. I said, really depressive environment. I also think that in Gura's case, I think the friends she's made were a very big help. Because Gura got to become friends with a lot of great people in Hololive. I think that helped her. I think that helped her a lot. You know, just look at Hollow Myth alone. There were very great influences on her. And then you have the rest of Hollow EN as well. You know, she had a lot of really good influences. Sometimes the environment that you're in can do wonders. And I think the whole live environment is very healthy. So I'm trying to clarify the term every time it comes up. It's not really too much either, it's the character of the manifestation. Amen, Marine. It's a mature statement from a 70-year-old. Yeah. 17, second season. Or is it third season now? I think Marin has accepted her fate as a 30-year-old. I think she no longer denies it anymore. She's like, guys, yes, I'm 30 years old, but you guys can accept me, right? Right? It's adorable. It's fine, Marin. Hags are in fashion these days. You don't have to be ashamed. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We love you. I think we can all agree the saddest solo graduation is Mumei. Mumei and Aloe both. I would say it's both Mumei and Aloe. And Mumei, because obviously it's, you know, it's extremely unlikely that we're gonna be able to hear of her again. You know, like all the other VTubers that graduate, they all still have bright futures ahead of them, you know, doing what they love. But with Mumei, it's a physical impairment. Literally, she cannot, because of her voice health issues. She wants to do it, but she can't. It is extremely tragic. It's also a bit of a shame that people focused on the disagreements with management instead of the actual physical impairment that she expressed. The disagreements with management is a generic term they all use. Many Hololive members have said this is just like a generic term. Toa literally said, if I ever graduate, I'll say the same thing. I'll say disagreements with management, because I don't want people to actually know the reasons. I want to keep it vague. Most people, like Kali said the same thing. You know, it's a generic term. But people focus on that as if Hololive is like forcing them to do something they don't want or something like that. Hololive gives their talents a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom. Hell, they're even free to not stream every day if they want to. I mean, every Ayame fan knows that. Like, Gura fans, you know, Gura fans needed to learn a bit with Ojo fans. Ojo fan, you know, when Gura stopped being a frequent streamer, Ojo fans were basically first time. This has always been the case with Ojo, right? And some Hololive members have, you know, less frequent stream schedules. Choco, Shion also had it, Ojo, and you know, Gura as well in this case. So Hololive gives them a lot of freedom to take breaks and do all that. A lot of the times, if anything, it's the management that asks their talents to please take a break. For example, Pekora streaming every day non-stop for 2 years until her throat started having issues and their management finally convinced her to take a break and go to the doctor. And she took a 1-month break, which was actually not 1 month because she ended up returning early because she was stubborn. She said she's too addicted to streaming. Ollie also had a situation like that, where management finally had to convince her to take a break, which only happened after Ollie literally fainted on stream. She passed out on stream from exhaustion. Even though management was constantly trying to, you know, go take a break, please don't overdo it. Korone has been called out by management multiple times. Hey, you're taking it too far, maybe you should take a break. Kyla and their management are the same thing. Like, Kyla's manager many times had to like ask Kyla, please, hey, you are forbidden from streaming too much, okay? Happens so much. Yeah, Ayame fans. Oh, she's streaming. Oh, yeah. Ayame's been streaming a lot these days. It's interesting. Like, she's been streaming a lot these last 2 months. It's been fun. There we go. Ayame fans. Oh, she's not streaming today? That's fine. She'll make us happy next time. We don't have to push it. Exactly. Exactly. Ayame fans, Ojo fans, they're already used to this. Yeah, but it's really sad how a lot of Gura fans became bitter towards Gura because she was not streaming that much. It's really sad. All that bitterness. I've seen a lot of people that completely want to forget and disregard all her accomplishments just because of how infrequent she became as a streamer. It's really sad. I think that's where you see the real fans from the fake fans. Kyla had a 9-17 job, yeah, 9-5 job. All times. Oh yeah, I forgot earlier. Sana is another tragic graduation. Also related to health issues. Because she broke her back in the past. She could not stream for long because of her back issues. And she also wanted to spend time drawing, which is her passion. So she ended up graduating whole life to focus on her illustrator career, which, you know, let's just say she's a very happy mama these days in terms of her illustrator career. She's the proud mother of an electric cat, a jellyfish fanboy, and an Egyptian cat. Those three are her children. I find it funny that Small Myth and Council are tied to Sana, not as an artist, so she has to keep telling her career story. Yeah. The Aloe's graduation is another tragic one. Because, again, she was harassed. It was really sad. Aloe should have been there with Whole Life, with everyone else. Hollow 5 should have continued being Hollow 5. And in my heart, Hollow 5 will always be Hollow 5. That's why, the Gen 5 members these days, they don't call themselves Gen 5. And Nene has explained why. Nene has explained that Gen 5 means all of Gen 5, including Aloe. Aloe is still, in the hearts of Gen 5 members, she's still Aloe, part of them. So that's why the Gen 5 members call themselves Nepolabo. Because Nepolabo is what they are, the four of them. Gen 5 includes Aloe. They've never forgotten them. They've never forgotten her. But yeah, speaking about Aloe, Delutaya is joining an agency. We don't know what agency it is yet, but she's joining an agency. She's been speaking pretty highly of the management, so that's nice. It's nice to see that Delutaya's career has been good, which is really, really nice. She's been at the abyss. She gazed upon the bottom of the abyss, and she managed to crawl back from it, and she's doing so great. You love to see it. I heard about her. She does have an independent career now, right? She's technically part of a duo, of a V-singer duo with another VTuber, but she's joining an agency, or she joined an agency or something. She's still considered independent, I think. But yeah, Delutaya is what we could have had things gone a bit differently in the timeline. But at least we can still hear her voice. She literally stared into the abyss, yep. Saved by a tree. Saved by a tree. That's crazy. Sometimes fate can be interesting. Had she been in a different hospital room or something like that, things could have been very different. But fortunately, there was that one tree that saved their life. Oh boy. And now she gives advice to other VTubers that might go through the same kind of, you know, mental health issues that she had to go through. She received a lot of advice from Kason, by the way. Years ago, Kason actually gave her a lot of advice to carry on as an indie. So a lot of people are speculating that Delutaya might join VShoujo JP. Personally, I don't think that's gonna happen, but I can see it. I can see it happening. I think that is definitely in the realm of possibility. And it would be very interesting to see it. A tree? Hospital? Yeah. So basically, I mean, I think it's fine to say it. It's not really a secret. And I think it might be a good thing for people to know. But Delutaya was Mano Aloe from Hololive Gen 5. She was the member that was there for a week, you know, had that suspension because of, you know, an accident that a mistake that she ended up doing, and then she received like a bunch of harassment from aunties, which caused her to want to graduate after the suspension was over. And she continuously was harassed. Her phone was called by aunties. You know, it was really, really sad. Even family members were like receiving calls. A lot of abuse. So, you know, she ended up in a hospital. And, you know, fortunately, there was a tree to save her when she attempted against her own life. You know, she jumped. By the way, all that I'm saying is stuff that she talked on stream. By the way, she has spoken about this on stream. You know, she jumped from a window. Fortunately, there was a tree, and the tree caught her. So she survived. Oh, Ojo. And you know, ever since that tree saved her, she changed her mind. She actually has been focusing on her own improvement. You know, trying to improve her mental state. And she's been doing amazing. And now she gives advice to other VTubers that might go through her same troubles. So that's why I say she literally stared at the bottom of the abyss. Because she really did. But she managed to crawl back. You know, after being saved by that tree, it opened her eyes. So we were saved from an even worse timeline. The tree hugged her for a change, yeah. It was fun as she saved her, yep. Damn literal tree, yep. No, it's a literal tree. Human who dares to encroach upon my territory. Are you prepared to face the consequences? Ayame-chan, I take it you won't give up without a fight, huh? And let's see what an Oni is made of. Remember, Ayame is also a competitive VTuber. Music to my ears. To duel the finest warriors around is an Oni's pride and joy. Now then, between the Demon Blade Ashura and Cursed Blade Rakshasa, which would you like to get a taste of first? Alright, here we go. Valorant expert Ayame. She's our resident Diamond 3 Valorant player, who also used to be a Diamond 4 Apex player. Veteran of the Apex v Psycho 1, Season 1, Season 2, and the Valorant v Psycho Act 1. I really hope we get to see Ayame in future tournaments more as well. She also participated in the VCR Rust 2. It's so cool. And you know, she is a fan of a lot of the VTubers from the esports scene. And a lot of those VTubers like her too a lot. So I hope we get to see like more interactions between them. Ayame is just really, really shy. But maybe with the help of Laplas, like in the past, she might interact more. She's gotten into Street Fighter 6 recently as well. And Street Fighter 6 has been very popular in the JP VTuber scene. So we might see it. We could see potentially Ayame in like future beginner tournaments. Playing Street Fighter 6 with Akira Zental, maybe Subaru, maybe Toa. Maybe the Holo Stars boys, who knows? Ouch. Because Ayame has also no issues collabing with guys. She's done it in the VCR Rust events and for the V-Cycle when she was coached by Mazasri. But that's where you... Ouch. All I know about Ayame. Yodayo! Go watch the beginner's guide to Ayame. You'll learn more about her there. It's one of the more recent beginner's guides. In my opinion, I think the beginner's guide to Nakiri Ayame is probably my best guide so far. In the past, I think the Melee guide was my best, but now, in terms of sheer quality, I think the Ayame guide is my new best. I still think my best video is the Minato Aqua video, but my best guide, I think, is the Ayame guide. It just feels like the most polished guide I've made so far. Ouch, damn, I'm getting my ass kicked. Alright, I gotta focus. I'm getting too distracted. Alright, oh... Ouch. Come on, I beat Kurokami, this shouldn't be an issue. Similar moves to Kurokami though. Ouch. Alright. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna go into focus mode. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in now. I'm gonna be a bit more silent, but I gotta lock in. I cannot take Ojo lightly. She's a tough one. Ah, shit. She goes for a follow-up. The ghosts protect her, kinda. That probably is parryable, all those moves. Aha! Nice! Here we go. Go. Nice. Ah, I see. I should lure her to the edges then. Anyway, I will lure her to the edge. Haha. Aha! There we go, my plan worked! Yes. Ah, careful. There's a follow-up. Shit, not fast enough. Almost done with it. Speed mode. There we go. Nice. All right. Here we go. Nice. There we go. Almost done. Yeah, I can definitely parry that. But that's... right now I don't want to risk it. Ah, shit, he goes for a third. Okay, final phase. Ah. I see, there's a safe spot. Ah! Oh, damn, that damage. There we go, we did it! Woo! All right, let me read the comments because I wasn't reading because I was walking in. Whew. My personal fave is the Kyla guide. That one always feels the most fun and the most complete. Yeah, I think the Kyla guide is definitely one of my best ones as well. For me, your best video is always going to be about MAKAI being a fake. No, not my first video. That one is terrible. That one is terrible. I didn't... Again, I learned to edit, you know, by just making things on... by making those videos. So, I did not know how to edit at all. You know, I'm just joking. Yeah. My favorite video of yours is to be the laughs one. That one was an idea that I've been having for a while. And I decided to, you know, let's experiment a little bit. Because I want to experiment with my videos. I want to do more videos beyond just the beginner's guide. And I'm surprised by how well it was received. I might make a second one, maybe. But right now it's not a priority. Because there's a bunch of other videos I want to make. But I might make a second one. Maybe. I say that as someone whose Oshi has a distinct laugh, but wasn't featured, because I recognized that that's not the point of the video. Yeah, there were a lot of comments that, you know, answer like, why didn't you, you know, include this laugh, or this laugh, and that laugh? And I think they forgot that, hey, the list is my favorite. It's not meant to be an objective, like, best laughs in VTubing, it's my favorite contagious laugh, specifically. And specifically contagious, right? For example, Ayame. Ayame is one of my favorite laughs in VTubing, but I don't evaluate it as contagious. I evaluate it as one of those heartwarming, you know, laughs that makes you want to smile and feel like everything is right with the world. It's different from like a Doki Bird laugh that, you know, laughs and is funny and makes you want to laugh as well because how funny it is, right? Like Ayame and like Doki Bird laugh are completely different laughs. So that's why I specifically, I specified it was contagious. But yeah. Is there a link to the game? Oh, this game, Elite Exorcist Miko. It's on Steam, but if you want, I can from now on put the link on the description of the video. Because honestly, that's actually a good idea. Perhaps I should start doing that. But yeah, it's on Steam. Elite Exorcist Miko. There is also a free demo. in case you just want to try it out without buying it first. Let's see. Well done. Hey. You know, I'm just making fun of white MAKAI. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I can no longer watch my older videos like that, because just hearing my voice, you can notice how nervous I am in those videos. I was so nervous. So it's very difficult. I cringe inside whenever I watch those old videos. And to be fair, even the beginner's guides, like the earliest ones, are starting to become difficult for me to watch. Like the guides to Sada Pekora, for example. It's like, man, this was where it all began, the beginner's guides, but like my delivery of the guides was so different back then compared to now. Like, I speak much faster now, I speak with more confidence, I speak with better delivery. And so whenever I go back to those old beginner's guides, I'm like, it's difficult. I feel like I'm taking damage whenever I watch them. It's very, very difficult. Yeah, hell, even videos that I used to consider some of my best are starting to have that effect, like the Botan guide. The Botan guide was, in my opinion, one of my best for a long, long time. But these days, even the Botan guide is starting to feel like, damn, my delivery was so different back then. I think it's only starting in the Rosemi guide that my delivery starts becoming better. You know, to where I'm at now. The thing is, it's contagious. I'm quite sure Henya's laugh is not contagious, but rather endearing. You know, what I need to do is like a compilation of kettle laughs. A compilation of kettle laughs. Then we can put Henya there. That's gonna be fun. There's a lot of kettle laughs. A lot of them. Sam's gonna be with randomness too in the future. His first video with voice is good, but he will cringe after he is. Honestly, but I think randomness's voice is really, really good though. Like, he's very insecure in his voice, but his voice is really, really good. Like, I like it a lot. He should not feel ashamed of it. But everyone in general, whenever you're not used to hearing your voice, you tend to think your voice is not that good. Everyone goes through that. I went through that. Most people go through that. And there are people that never ever get used to their own voice, even professionals. But the more you hear it, the more you tend to get used to it, to be fair. That's why every time I record my beginner's guide or any other video, I always have my own voice playing to me at the same time. Like with Voice Meter, I have like a feature with Voice Meter that allows me to listen to my voice in real time as I speak. I always have that because I went to a voice acting workshop, and apparently, we were kinda forced to do it that way. Apparently, voice actors in studio recordings tend to hear their own voices all the time. So I made it a point that in my own recordings at home, I'm gonna hear my own voice while I do it. And actually, now I understand why it works. I got used to it, and now I can more easily tell whether the delivery that I'm doing is good or not. So I can just, delete a take and redo my take, redo the line, do it again, which is really, really nice. And I've gotten more used to my voice. Now I don't cringe as much. It's nice. Speaking about the game, proud of Caillou, these games, that is the influence of the Hololive fan game scene. Yes, I've said it many times and I want to make a video about this, but the Hololive fan game scene, or just in general the Hololive fandom, is going through a similar process that the Toho fandom went through, where it's becoming a fandom that thrives in fan creations. And I really, really think Caillou and Holocure upping like the level of Hololive fan games had a huge impact in this. Now we're seeing like a lot of really good fan games come out. And again, it's just like the Toho fandom. It's great. I really love seeing it. Because entire fandoms can be, can thrive off of this alone. This is why I want to see Hololive further allow more, their fans to continue doing more projects. And to be fair, they are. Halloween has already been amazing. It's been amazing. She's my Yoshi, by the way, but I avoid talking about her so I don't derail. It's fine, don't worry. Henya is a VTuber that I only discovered, well, technically before she was Henya, but I only discovered her late. when the bad thing happened. But the little that I've seen about Henya, she's really adorable. She's really endearing. I haven't watched her that much yet, but I think if she's a VTuber that if I watch more, I'm going to enjoy her a lot. I think so. She gives me that vibe. Yep, I said the same. You will get used to it. Yep, exactly. Amazing. To have had the chance to fight a human this strong. Our match was the stuff of legends. Well, I ought to give you a hero's reward. Say, how about this bucket of lava? A beauty, is it not? Oh no, PTSD awakened. Don't need it. Miko's PTSD with buckets of lava has been awakened. Alright, there's only one boss left. Only Shion is left. Nakiri Ayame. So this is the true strength of an Oni. Ayame-chan's usually so cute, but this time it felt like I was facing the legendary Shitendoji himself. Hey, references, nice. So Shitendoji, in case you don't know, Shitendoji is one of the most legendary Oni in Japanese mythology. He was the leader of the Oni in Mount Oe. He was slain by Minamoto no Raiko. He was slain by Minamoto no Raiko, but even after having his head... Actually, was it Raiko or was it Kintoki? It was one or the other, sorry, I forgot. But he was beheaded by either Raiko or Kintoki, and even after being beheaded, Shutendoji's head still came alive to attack him. So yeah, Shutendoji. Actually, wasn't there like lore that Ayame was like related to Shutendoji or something like that? I forgot. But yeah, that's the reference here. Those two blades aren't just for show. Yeah, don't forget Ayame wrestled their own father to the ground. IRL, not kidding. She told that story. She wrestled their own father. She's really strong. She's really strong. That Oni strength is not for show. Is not just lore. That may as well be actual Oni strength. Holo Indie is a great thing. Some games will even be on the Switch too. Yep. Exactly. It's precisely what I'm talking about. It's just like Toho games. Toho games, a lot of Toho fan games are also on the Switch. It's like, when I saw that like Raden's game was coming to the Switch, it's like, oh my god. Yes, Hololive fandom's going through the same as Toho, let's go! I predict a very good future for Hololive fandom. A very good future. Because these kinds of games are the kinds of games that can get new people to become fans of Hololive. You know, just like Holocure got a lot of people to discover Hololive, become curious about Hololive, and become fans of Hololive, right? This is precisely why. I think this is a very good thing, and I think Hololive should invest into making more games. You know, especially I want them to make a fighting game made by Arc Systems. They need to collaborate with Arc Systems to make a Hololive fan game. Nintendo Boy Activate. It doesn't have to be Nintendo specifically. Any console. Bring it on Steam. Honestly, I'd prefer if it's not an exclusive. I can't look at the name Shitendoji and not imagine the Fate version. Fair enough. To be fair, whenever I think of Shitendoji, that's also the version that comes to mind. I cannot not imagine like the cute girl version with a nice sweet voice. That's the Fate effect. Alright, only one boss left, I think. MAKAI stage. But actually, wasn't there supposed to be a new hidden boss? I'm not sure. We can go with this. Don-chan. I'm gonna bring Don-chan then. Alright, with luck we can find Shion. Oh. Right. Oh, I got derailed. So I went into a tangent, I got derailed, but earlier when I was talking about I want to make people more aware of the JP scene with the JP videos that I'm going to be making, and especially the JP competitive scene, you know, the esports scene. I forgot, but I'm going to be following my video on the esports scene with an introduction video on Vispo. It's a short one, because I want that to be like an overall overview of Vispo as an agency, and then I'll follow that video with a few member-specific videos on each Vispo member. Because again, I've been extremely obsessed about the esports scene, and especially with Vispo. So it's finally time for me to make some of those. I'm not gonna make them all, because, you know, there are a whole bunch of Vispo members. There's like a lot of them. I cannot do them all just now. But I think doing a few of them is fine for now. And then I'll go back to the beginner's guide. And then we can in the future go back to the Vispo videos. And if those videos do really, really well, I'm not expecting anything crazy out of them personally, because again, Vispo is still very unknown in the West. So I don't expect the performance of those videos to be that great. But if people really like the videos and get very curious and want to see more, I am planning on doing like a video on the Apex VSIQ Tournament 5, Season 5. I decided Season 5 because technically I already talked about Season 4 in my Aqua video, and I talked about Season 6 in my Akirose video. Yes, eventually I'll make dedicated videos to those tournaments, but I'd like to make one on VSIQ 5, because that's the one Kurumi Noa wins. So it will allow me to focus a lot on Kurumi Noa's team. I've been feeling very inspired to make it, but it's not gonna come out anytime soon. Ah, shit. There we go. So Holocure is amazing. In that sense, some of your views must have come from people wanting to look into the lore of the Holocure characters. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's very interesting how a fandom can thrive so much like that, right? My videos are meant to be an introduction for new people, but also a way for existing fans to maybe reminisce on things in the past, maybe even discover some things they might not have known about a specific VTuber, because, you know, I still get comments about, you know, fans of the VTubers I talk about that discover like one thing or two that they didn't know about their Oshi. Especially recently, as I've been focusing a lot on the relationships that certain VTubers have with like the JP scene. For example, in the Aki Rosenthal video, I've gotten a lot of comments of Aki Rose fans that told me they didn't know a lot about the relationships that she had with other VTubers outside Hololive, right? Like the relationships that she made in the esports scene, and the dynamics and all that, and the importance that it has. Like things like that. Always discovering new things. Because to be fair, there are a lot of videos where you can discover a lot about Aki Rosenthal, right? My beginner's guide to Aki Rose is very outdated by now, so there might be other videos that are better than it to discover her path in Hololive. But my recent video on Aki Rosenthal is unique in the sense that it focuses particularly on her relationship outside of Hololive, which is a perspective that I take because, well, I am a Hololive fan, but I'm also a fan of many other VTubers outside Hololive. So I get to have this perspective that comes from someone who's a fan of a lot of VTubers, right? And a fan of these esports scene as well. So I can approach like the same topics, but from a different perspective. Which is the beauty of, you know, multiple people covering the same topic. You can have multiple people covering the same topic, but they'll usually do it in different ways. Everyone has their own biases, everyone has the things they know more about, or the things they want to focus on. I am very transparent with my biases, and I think those biases are precisely what makes my videos more unique. Because other people can make videos about the same themes as me, but they'll do it in a different way. That's why a lot of VTuber guides can coexist. And that's also why I don't particularly like calling my videos like perfect or complete guides. Because that's not what they're supposed to be. They're beginner's guides. They're basic essentials, was a few biases that I put there because I'm biased. Like, I mean, let's be honest. There's no reason for me to focus on Mario Kart as much as I do in my guides. Mario Kart is not essential nor basic knowledge, but I put it there because I'm very biased towards the Mario Kart tournaments. That's just my bias. I love the Mario Kart events, so I'm obviously going to be focusing a lot on Mario Kart. Recently, I saw someone in a Mario Kart comment section even utilize the Azure Flash comment nickname. It felt great. It's like, yes, the nickname is spreading. The nickname is spreading. Let's go. Those nicknames are very much just a passion thing, right? So I love the tournament so much that I wanted to do something fun and give them nicknames that represent their skill, right? I feel it feels very heartwarming to know that people enjoy those. It is extremely tuny, but it is also another thing that makes, you know, my videos a bit more unique. I always enjoy nicknames and stuff. It makes things so cool. It's an influence that I take from the Trail series, for sure. Because the Trail series, many characters have nicknames to show how badass they are. And it's something I always enjoyed about Trail, so I do the same thing for here. And I'd like to do the same thing for, like, the esports scene. This is hard. I gotta walk in a bit. But then, when's that cooldown coming? Oh, I have a feeling I know why. I ran out of Sakura petals, probably. Yeah, I ran out of Sakura petals. No shield for me then. Oh, you can parry those, right. Whew. Holocure has found and fixed for me so many personal issues about games like Vampire Survivors. The ability and aim attacks is godsend. Yeah, I've never played Vampire Survivors, but I've heard from people that played it. The Holocure may as well be the best in the genre. And the fact that it's a free game is insane, because Caillou refuses to be paid for it. Even donations. And I respect the reasons why, but I really feel like, come on Caillou, let me give you money. I'm willing to pay for Holocure. I'm willing to donate, because he's done so great, so amazingly. I think he deserves it. Almost feels like I'm stealing from him, you know? Not donating. Obviously, I'm joking, but, you know. Caillou is a mad lad. And he refuses to take credit for the game. Every time someone praises Caillou for a Holocure, he deflects to give the praise to every other dev in the team. Every time. He's too humble. Too humble. You cannot stop me from glazing you, Caillou. I will continue singing your praises. Take that. Has introduced me to so many Hololive songs. I'm so happy Suspect is there, because Suspect has always been one of my favorite Hololive songs. So I'm very glad that Caillou put it there in the stage 1 BGM. Right. Okay. I'm alive. Good. I also like that your videos mostly deal with organic lore. Someone else can handle the canon lore. I don't focus on the on the lore of the characters that much because I don't think it's that relevant. I don't think it's that relevant for a new fan joining in. Right? I think people that want to learn about a particular VTuber, they want to know the personality and the content of that VTuber. Sometimes the lore plays into it, and I will talk about it, like how in the Kiara video I talk about KFP and her being a phoenix, right? Those are things that tie in with Kiara's content and other things, right? But not every VTuber does. So for example, let me see. With Ayame, it plays less of a big part. She's an Oni, yes, but that's not that big of a deal, right? For her, for knowing her, like the name of her swords, Asura and Rakshasa, right? Things like that, and the fact that she's from MAKAI. Those things are cool facts, but like, it's not really important to know. Because, keep in mind, I approach my beginner's guides in the way that I wanted to see back when I became a VTuber fan. When I became a VTuber fan and I wanted to research more about the different VTubers, I wanted to find a guide like this. Hey, Shion, there she is. I wanted to guides like this, so I'm literally doing it the way I wanted to see it being done. And what I wanted to find back then is people explaining like the personality and the content of these VTubers, right? But either I saw just clip compilations or people explaining things that I can just look up in an official website, like the lore, their height and all that. So I decided to do it myself. Your life will be complete the day that one of them can canonize your nicknames. That would be awesome. That would be super awesome. Dude, if Suisei started calling herself the Azure Flash Comet, dude, that would be fucking amazing. Especially because Suisei is one of my favorite members. She is among my Oshis. They're always great, although I always thought that those were from VTubers themselves. Yeah, I think some people have been thinking that those are like official nicknames. That's why in more recent videos, for example, the Minato Aqua video, I've been making it a point to tell people, guys, it's not official. It's just like a tradition I do in this channel, because I don't want people to mistaken it as official stuff. It could be seen as a bad thing, right? So I want to make sure I keep it like fan-made, basically. It's a tradition that I want to keep, and I want to expand that tradition to the esports scene, the JP VTuber esports scene. Suspect became one of my top 3 after that game. So such a good song. Up there with Psycho and End of Life. Exactly, that's what I mean about organic lore and the inside jokes and memes. Or like Kyla being the final boss, although Pichu kind of made that canon in the 3D debut. It's so good. I love it when things like that end up becoming like actual lore. It's so cool. I'm gonna have fun with the Bijou guide. Most likely, I'm gonna have a lot of fun making it. A lot of fun. Probably kind of like how I had fun with the Ayame guide. The Ayame guide was one of the most fun guides I've ever had making it. Maybe that's why I ended up so polished. The Kyla guide was the same thing. I had a lot of fun. The Kyla guide also made me realize that storytelling is a good thing. And storytelling is one of my strengths. It was part of it was. So the Kyla guide was made that way, more focused on storytelling, because I realized the Gura guide, that Mario Kart section of the Gura guide made me realize, storytelling is a lot of fun to do. So the Kyla guide was more storytelling focused, and then that became the inspiration behind the Minato Aqua video. Why the Minato Aqua is so storytelling focused? It's because, well, I did the Kyla guide, which is a lot of storytelling, and people really liked it. So alright, let's make a full video storytelling. It's a long video though, so most people did not watch the Aqua video, because it's really long, it's a movie. So unfortunately, longer videos don't do as well, in my channel specifically. But still though, it's my best video in the channel, and I'm very proud of it. Very proud of it. And in the future, I'll be making more long videos. Not that long as that one, but I still want to make more longer videos where I focus on storytelling. The Akio Rosenthal video is also very storytelling focused. And those V-Psycho videos I'll make in the future, and not just the V-Psycho videos, but the Holo New Year Cup videos, because I want to make a series dedicated to the Holo New Year Cup. By the way, that's the reason why in the future you might see me, you know, hold back a bit on Mario Kart in my videos. Is because I'm gonna make a series entirely dedicated on the Mario Kart on each tournament. I think that's gonna be a fun thing to do, where I can go on with my dramatic storytelling as much as I want. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Okay, it's time for me to go. Have a nice day, guys, and you girls, and it was great meeting you. Thank you for coming. See you next time. A wild Mikochi, just who I needed. I've always wondered if Shrine Maiden hearts would make for good potions. No harvesting or my organs. You better not cook anything weird once I take you back to the shrine, got it? Aw, boring. Well, I also have this new disintegration spell I've been meaning to test out. That's not any better. Alright, here we go. She's got that nah face. Alright, time to fight the Kusogaki. And now with a very appropriate BGM. Because it's a BGM. Ooh. I don't have any resources right now, so I'm gonna have to play really well. And not take too much damage. Oh, you can parry that. I wonder if we're gonna have any Toho 5 references here. This is the MAKAI stage. Actually, those magic circles look like Shinki's magic circles back in the final boss of Toho 5. Which make a return in Toho 12 as Byakuren's, which is also in MAKAI. Claustrophobic one. Claustrophobic spell card. I'm still calling them spell cards. Sorry, you cannot take the Toho out of me. It's difficult. I'm too used to calling it spell cards. Nice. Right. Ah! I got stuck. Hope she will have Master Spark. Nah, it's Watame's Master Spark. Because of the Watame beam. But it would be very fitting if Shion had Master Spark. Honestly, Shion should have been the other main character, right? Because Toho games, you have Reimu, right? The Shrine Maiden, and then you have Marisa, the magician, the mage. But maybe that would have been too on the nose. Oh, shoot. I need healing. I need healing. Ah, ugh. Alright. We can still do one rematch at least. I gotta lock in, because if not, I have no more hobo coins to rematch. Trying to promote terminology canon war versus organic war, and some things are both. Yeah, I think that's good. I've also been trying to like normalize certain terms. I've been, for example, the term VTuber community is something I've been trying to use less and less, because I do not think there is a VTuber community anymore. I think there are multiple communities. So instead, I've been trying to use like VTuber world or VTuber industry instead of VTuber community. And instead, I use VTuber communities in plural to talk about the different communities, because I think that's more accurate. I think being able to establish terms is very important. We need maid crony then. Oh yeah, wait, technically that should be Aqua. Aqua is the maid. Aqua should be the Sakuya replacement. Right. There we go. Alright, time to lock in. I'm gonna go into speed mode. Or VTuber Sphere, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's not the community because there's too many branching communities, right? Hell, even before the Yen scene, there were already multiple communities already existing in JP VTubing alone. But now with the Yen VTubing, that split, that branching, those branches are even more apparent. And again, I've said it many times, but you can see that in the VTuber Awards, for example. The VTuber Awards are a good example of how split the community is, because the majority of the people you see in the VTuber Awards nominations are all Yen VTubers. The majority of them. And if they're not Yen VTubers, they're like, you know, VTubers everyone knows from JP, right? Even though there should be like more fitting choices there. I've used this example many times before, but I'll use it again. So I love Botan. Botan, I love her. One of my favorite HoloLive members. Botan last year was nominated for the FPS VTuber of the year. But I feel like she shouldn't have been nominated there. Because Botan did not play FPS that year. I mean, she played FPS, but she played very little of it. Like, Street Fighter 6 was Botan's main content in 2024. And has been her main content for a long time now. She hasn't been an FPS VTuber for a long time, to the point where she has many fans asking, hey, Botan, when are you gonna play FPS again? And she basically said there's no interesting FPS she wants to play right now. But she was nominated FPS VTuber of the year because everyone knows Botan as, she's the FPS VTuber of HoloLive, like the really good one, right? But it feels like they aren't actually watching her, because if they were watching her, they would know that, hey, she hasn't been playing FPS that year. Like, and I feel like there should have been other nominations instead. Yeah, Doki Bird makes sense. Doki Bird absolutely should be there. Not only is she like a prominent like FPS VTuber that had an amazing year, you know, in spite of the bad things that happened earlier in the year, she had an amazing year overall. You know, she made events as well. And in general, again, she should always be nominated there, honestly. She's been amazing in terms of FPS. Fruit, I don't know much about Fruit, so I can't really say. I can't really say, so I refrain from commenting. Kuzuha makes sense. Kuzuha makes a lot of sense being there. He's a prominent FPS player. He won the V-Cycle tournament that year as well, which is like the biggest competitive event in VTubing, the biggest FPS event in VTubing. So absolutely should be there. But I really feel like, you know, again, the only reason why I don't talk about Fruit is just because I don't know much about her. So I refrained from talking about what I don't know. So that's why I can only really talk about like Botan, right? Because I know Botan very well. I like Botan a lot. And that's why I know more about her. And that's why I can say with confidence to say that the selections in the VTuber Awards are a bit weird. They definitely are a bit more of a popularity contest, or like and very Ian tailored, I feel. Because if you know more about the JP scene, you would know like a million options from the JP scene that should be nominated for like FPS VTuber of the year. You have Shibuya Hall, you have Aoi Sakura, you know, you have like half of V-Sport or something like that. You know, Kurumi no Tachibana. Well, Tachibana Hinano, she used to be more prominent in the past. But still though, Kurumi no Neko Tatsuna, and a bunch others, right? All of them are like prominent FPS VTubers that play FPS a lot. They're very good at it, participate in tournaments, and may have even gotten wins in some of them, in some competitions, right? They play like for real, and they're popular. Like, I'm not talking about niche VTubers. These VTubers are extremely popular in the JP scene, right? Which again brings me to my point. There is a divide in the JP and the EN scene, and there's not one community anymore. There's multiple communities, and if you are very into one community, you might not be very knowledgeable about other communities, right? And I feel like the VTuber awards are a good example of how, well damn, got destroyed. The VTuber awards is a good example of that divide in the community, right? They're a good example of that divide in the community. Of how there is, well, I shouldn't say that divide in the community, that divide in the VTuber world, right? Of how there is not one community but multiple ones, and depending where you go in the VTuber world, depending on the community that you are in, some VTubers are going to be more known than others. The same way that, for example, VShoujo VTubers are very known in EN, but VSpo are very known in JP. If you go on JP, very few of them are going to know VShoujo. If you go on EN, very few of them are going to know about VSpo, right? And that's why we don't see like VSpo nominations in the VTuber awards. For example, there was also like a rising VTuber agency award or something like that. VSpo was not nominated, even though VSpo had one of the best years they've ever had in 2024. 2024 was a year where a lot of agencies had difficulties or died. VSpo did not have that. VSpo thrived in 2024. Not only do they now have an EN branch and a CN branch, they also have new JP talents, and they've been expanding a lot and just doing amazing. They grew so much in 2024. They're more popular than ever. And you don't see VSpo there. Again, why is that? Well, because people in EN don't know about VSpo. People don't know about VSpo. And again, why don't they know about VSpo? Because the EN communities are not aware of VSpo. Right? Because of the divide, the cultural divide, and the communities divides in the JP world. But you go on JP, you'll rarely find someone in the JP scene who doesn't know what VSpo is. That's when I made the Aki Rosenthal video. When I made the Aki Rosenthal video, the video was shared a lot on Twitter, and a lot of the people that shared the video were actually JP fans. They were JP fans. Many of them Japanese themselves, and many of them even commenting. You know, it was cool seeing so many VTubers that we get to see a lot here. You know, because I talked about a lot of JP VTubers there. Those VTubers are very popular in JP, even if they're unknown in the West. So I think that shows the divide. And that's why I particularly do not like the name VTuber Awards, because VTuber Awards feels very universal. I think they should be called Filians VTuber Awards specifically, right? To specify that these are Filians, rather than like the overall VTuber Awards, because VTuber Awards is more vague, which means it's more universal. And that means it's gonna always not represent the scene as a whole. It's because Filian is from the Twitch, the Twitch EN side, it's always gonna have more EN representation than JP representation, even though the EN scene, the JP scene is half of the industry, right? Japan alone occupies like half of the entire industry, because VTubers are huge there, and there's been so many throughout the years. Aqua can't stop time though. Good point, actually. That's a good point as to why Maid Crony should be there. Any award show will be partially a popularity contest, but the VTuber Awards needs a proper JP counterpart. Yes, I think they should either have a JP counterpart or make it a super biased award show. I think award show should be biased. I don't think they should be partial. I think it should be, you know, I think if the award shows were biased and were like transparently biased, that would be the best. Like, for example, these are Filians Awards. So I think there should be just whatever VTuber thinks should be there to get the awards. I think it should be just there, right? Because these are billions of words, so it's what Philian thinks. So they should be just 100% biased, in my opinion. Allowing people to vote becomes a popularity contest. So that's why I think they should just be 100% biased. I actually think it's for the best that way. But yeah. I'm wondering who would make a good host for a JP Awards, a good everyone collaborative like Philian. There's a lot of ones that could do it. There's a lot of candidates. I think if something like that were to happen, we would probably see it from the JP esports scene. Because the JP esports scene is at the center of the JP scene. They're like the ones who collab with everyone. Like a good example of my point is the VCR events. The VCR events are not competitive events, right? Like they're not competitive events. But the VCR events are events where everyone a lot of JP VTubers from all over the JP scene participate. But they are organized by esports orgs, you know. They're organized by Crazy Raccoon, which is an esport orgs, and Vault Room, which is, you know, a clothing store, which, you know, is very gaming focused and streaming focused. And the vast majority of the participants are from the esports scene. But there's also a lot of them. A lot of VTubers that are not competitive VTubers that participate a lot. You know, like Kali, for example. You know, you see a lot. So that's why I feel like if someone were to host an awards show for JP, I think you would have to see... You'd probably see it coming from the JP scene. Specifically the esports scene, I mean. And when we go look at like potential candidates for an awards show, Shibuya Hall is one of them. I think Shibuya Hall, he's already hosted so many events, he could do it as well. Inaba Haneru is another one. I think Inaba Haneru from Nanashi Inc. She has collabed a lot with a lot of VTubers in JP and has hosted events. She can do it. Let's see who else can do it. Inuyama Tamaki, Inuyama Tamaki, you know, owner of NoriPro. Inuyama Tamaki does a shit ton of collabs in JP. She collabs with everyone in JP. She's probably one of the most prominent ones. She could definitely do it. Potentially, you could even see someone like Suisei, or even like Rika do it as well, because both Rika and Suisei make events with a lot of JP V singers, for example, right? I think Tamaki or Shibuya Hall, either one or the other, would be the best for it. Because Tamaki and Shibuya Hall are probably the most well-connected VTubers. Maybe you could see Asano Ruri from the Asano Shimai project. She is also extremely well-connected in the VTuber scene. To the point where she used to organize collabs between members of VSEN and their Oshis. She's very well connected. Kizuna probably would work. Yeah, I think Kizuna would also be a good one. But Kizuna is not very focused on that kind of thing right now. Kizuna has said that she wants to focus on music alone. Well, mostly music. So that's why I feel like realistically, I think Tamaki would be the best. Shibuya Hall is very focused on esports, so I think Tamaki would be the best. Maybe if Tamaki had the help of Shibuya Hall, maybe Crazy Raccoon, you could see it. Cinder if they pay enough. Oh boy. But yeah, Tamaki is a good everyone collaborator. The one that I feel like is most likely to do something like that. Again, just like Shibuya Hall and that. The majority of the everyone collabers are in the esports scene. Well, Tamaki is not part of the esports scene. But still, works. Also, damn that. Those V-lines from Shion. Aggressive. Anyways, very good sprite art. Very good. I need to get more hovel coins. Try and sweep. time is it? I actually have no idea what time it is. Let me check. Okay. I want to beat Shion before ending stream though. Once I find Shion, I'm gonna have to lock in though. But I want to beat Shion before ending. Alright, what else can I yap about? There's a lot that I can yap about. Doesn't have to be the host that does the organization either. Someone else could do that. But I think that the host does have to be a social butterfly, yeah. Which is why Tamaki would be great. Tamaki or Shibuya Hall. Hell, Suisse is a social butterfly too. She can do it too. Absolutely. Actually, Marin could do it too. Also Marin. The reason why I don't think Marin and Suisse aren't really the best is just because they are well connected. Just they're not very well connected in all the sides of the JP scene. Meanwhile, for example, Tamaki is well connected to every single part of the JP scene. Every single one. Esports scene, Hololive, Nissanji, V-Singer scene, everything. She's connected with everyone. That's why I feel like Tamaki is the best. And then for the organization, she could have the help of like, you know, Shibuya Hall and like the esports orgs, like Crazy Raccoon. I mean, there are esports orgs and other brands that sponsor VTuber events sometimes. I mean, the V-Psycho tournaments are sponsored by Crazy Raccoon because Crazy Raccoon helps with the organization behind the scenes. Shibuya Hall is the one who actually hosts and organizes the tournament, but Crazy Raccoon helps him. You could even have a flashy TV personality do the hosting. Just giggle at the idea. Oh, you don't have to giggle at the idea because that happens. That already happens for years now in the esports scene. The esports scene has a lot of events like that. If you go look at every single V-Psycho tournament, you always have like a Flash co-host. Usually like a pro commentator, or like a former pro player or something like that, right? Or a member of like one of those esports orgs. The V-Spo Showdown event was live, was performed in a live venue. Obviously, the V-Spo members were, you know, in their virtual avatars. But the other participants, like the boys who were participating, they're all Flash streamers. They were there, and they had like a Flash host as well, and 2 Flash commentators. So the competitive events in VTubing are already like that. Hell, the Shishiro Cup that Botan did also had Flash commentators as well. And previous all-live competitive events, like for example, the Hololive Valorant meetup also had like Flash commentators. So yeah, that already has happened for years now. You usually have a mix of both. But the esports scene does it the most. I know, but I'm still looking at the idea of a Flash host for a VTuber Awards show. Hey, I think they could pull it off. I could see C-Dog VA in like the VTuber Awards from Filion. I could see that happen. You know, honestly, I'd expect that to happen, you know? Come on, Filion, you gotta invite Coefficient, and actually, maybe she already did and I'm not aware. Maybe she already did and I'm not aware. But I think Nags, Coefficient, you know, C-Dog, they could be in it. I could see them accepting that as well. It would be cool. Speaking about those events though, the V-Spo Showdown event was so hype. V-Spo makes really good events. Like with a live crowd. It's really cool to see. Especially because they are competitive events, so you get to see how hype the crowd gets. Connor is practically VTuber in denial at this point. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. Connor have experience in hosting events, exactly. That's why I think Connor would also be perfect for it. And you know, Coefficient has also his fair share of shows, so I think he could do it too. But I think the funniest and most unlikely thing we could ever see would be Tyler1 hosting a VTuber Awards show. I know, Tyler1 has nothing to do with VTubing, but like, I don't know, I just think mixing Tyler1 with anything is funny. I've been wanting a Tyler1 Gura collab in a long time. That's not gonna happen, obviously. I want to see Tyler1 collab with a VTuber he would never collab with. So seeing Tyler1 in the VTuber Awards show would be hilarious. Flash personality works really well for the award thing because they are perceived as neutral. Yes! That helps a lot too. Tyler1 is a genius showman, yep. Ah. There we go. He's way smarter than some people think. There we go. Seriously, I cannot wait for the next V-Cycle. I'm so excited already for it. Because a new V-Cycle tournament has a lot of possibilities, you know? You know, it means new stories being born, you know? New stories of hardship and struggle and friendship. You know, tournament arcs are beautiful because of that. You know, you never know who's gonna participate in the next one as well. Maybe you're gonna find new faces. I mean, nobody expected Aki Rosenthal to participate in V-Cycle 6, so like, things like that are awesome. New faces, new stories, potentially old VTubers popping up. You know, maybe a beloved team making their return. You know, seeing how strong everyone is. It's a lot of fun. I wanna, in the next V-Cycle, I wanna make it a big thing in the channel. You know, I really wanna make it a big thing in the channel. Maybe even like do watch parties where we watch over like the tournament. I think that would be a lot of fun. Because the V-Cycle tournaments tend to be at a time where I'm usually awake. I mean, I have to wake up earlier, but still, it's good. For the Street Fighter 6 V-Cycle, I didn't do any of that because I'm more invested in the Apex ones. I watched the Street Fighter 6 V-Cycle. I had to watch the VOD. Oh, I defeated 5 enemies within 1 second. I got an achievement for that. Let's go. I watched the VODs because I missed it. I was asleep when the tournament took place. Same thing with the V-Spo showdowns. I had to watch the VODs. Actually, I caught the second day live when I was outside. So I got to see Yuhi's team win, which is great, because I was watching her practice a lot. Yuhi has become one of my favorite VTubers for sure. I still don't have an Oshi for V-Spo, but if I had to choose candidates for Oshis, I think Yuhi would be there as one of my Oshi candidates for V-Spo. Together with Hinano, Noah, Kokage, Benny. I like a lot of them. Honestly, it's very difficult. The more I think about it, the more Oshi candidates I have in V-Spo. Kyupi, Sumire, Nazuna. Oh boy, there we go. Kuromu. Yeah, actually, I think everyone is an Oshi candidate in V-Spo at this point. Everyone is an Oshi candidate. I just love Vispo a lot. It's just a shame that they have like very restrictive clipping guidelines. That's like the one thing that holds Vispo back, I'd say. It holds them extremely bad. Extremely back. I hope they eventually realize that's not going to be a good thing for Vispo's growth. Especially if they want to expand in the West. Because in the West, things work differently from how they work in Japan. I feel like they're eventually going to come to a point where they're going to have friction because of those clipping guidelines. I think it's inevitable. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. And it's going to be more likely to happen the more popular they become. So part of me wants Vispo to become as popular as fast as possible, so we can accelerate that process and eventually get to a point where they will loosen up the clipping guidelines, which will result likely in Vispo growing even more, which is good, because as a Vispo fan, I want to see Vispo grow even more. I want to see Vispo thrive. I want to see Vispo showcase that you can also be a competitive gaming VTuber, dedicated to just competitive gaming. Or, well, you don't have to just do it. Even Vispo members do other content outside of being competitive gamers. A lot of them do gaming Let's Plays as well. A lot of them do casual Zatsudans, and some of them do concerts as well. So, not everything is like competitive. Alright, the Dodgers collab for this year. Yeah, there's gonna be another one. I hope they win, because like, if they lose, they're gonna blame the fact that Gura isn't in it anymore. So I hope they win. Please, Whole Life buff work, even without Gura, Suisei, or Pekora. Because Suisei and Pekora are not part of it as well. It's 3 new members. I think it's Bijou and Ina? I'm not sure. I saw it at a glance once. We have a Shohei Ohtani as GP VTuber. Oh yeah, true. There you go. Yeah, that could work. You know what? Bring Hideo Kojima. Bring Hideo Kojima as an awards show host. Come on, you know Kojima would do it. Bro, he wants to support his Oshi Pekora. Absolutely, he would do it. He's already like representing his Oshi Pekora in the Game Awards, so you know. Absolutely, we need to have Kojima there. Enad, Iris, and Bijou. Okay, so I was only forgetting Iris. So interesting, they went full on with three EN VTubers. I think that makes sense because it's the Dodgers, right? It's the Dodgers collab, so it makes a lot of sense to go with the EN VTubers. About to die! We survived long enough, to be fair. That's a lot of holo coins we get. Yes, Kojima for a word host, hell yeah! You know guys, Nenechi is really cute. That's all. I have no other follow-up to that. I just wanted to say that. Nenechi is cute. Alright. I need to use the GeoGuessr. Ask his GeoGuessr to find Shio now. Let's see. There you go, GPS navigator. There we go. And Shio. There we go. I wonder, should we change our style appearance? Does that need a follow-up? Water is also wet. Yep. Yeah, they need to learn their lessons with the merch this time around. Hopefully they will. Shion. We'll stay vanilla. We'll stick to vanilla. GPS destination. Go. They buffed the GPS now. You go straight into MAKAI now. Which is really, really nice. Now you don't need to do every single stage. Like, thank you, Kenya, for this. Alrighty. Also, we're having a new GTA event. It's not a VCR though. I've seen some people make that misunderstanding. We're not having a VCR event. We're having a new event. This one is called Madtown GTA 5. It's hosted and organized by Crazy Raccoon. The VCR events are organized by Crazy Raccoon and Vault Room. That's what VCR stands for. V stands for Vault Room and CR stands for Crazy Raccoon. This one is hosted by Crazy Raccoon, although actually Vault Room is actually working behind the scenes to help them out a bit too. So even though it's not a VCR event, Vault Room is still giving them some help behind the scenes. But it's mainly Crazy Raccoon doing it. This one is also going to be indefinitely. So it's the second indefinite GTA server in the VTuber, in the esports scene. The first one is Stogura. Stogura, which, by the way, something that I saw that makes me very hopeful is I saw Michiru from Face Connect in Stogura. Because no, Michiru is technically from the EN branch of Face Connect, but she speaks Japanese, right? And she mainly has a Japanese audience, I think. She was in Stogura, which is really good, because a lot of JP VTubers are in the Stogura server, which means that Michiru could potentially network a lot with the JP VTubers of Stogura, and we could potentially see her in like VCRs in the future, which is really, really cool. I feel old now because I can't hear VCR without that meaning video cassette recorder the first second. I would probably associate it as that, but I always called it cassettes. Oh, well, in Portuguese we call it just cassettes. I remember I had a VCR cassette player. I had some. I owned some movies that were like that through cassettes. Damn, I was so young back then. I was a child, a toddler or something along those lines. I don't exactly remember the last time I used one of those, but I was very young. There we go. I still have my DVD player here at home. I haven't used it in a long time. But this DVD player was very, very, very important part of my childhood, because I own the 3 movies of the Lord of the Rings, including the behind the scenes, and I would watch them very frequently. There wouldn't be a week that would pass without me watching the trilogy. Sometimes I would watch each movie one by one, you know, every day. I love the Lord of the Rings. They're my favorite movies. I am a huge fantasy fan, partly because of the Lord of the Rings. I believe we call them paratranslated video player and video cassette. But the problem is, I learned the English term ask an adult. Okay. And poison. Alright, where was I went on a tangent. Mad Town GTA. So this one is going to go indefinitely, just like Stogura. But there's already so many clips. So many clips about this. I haven't checked if there's that many Holo members participate. I know Laplas and Toa are in it, because I saw Toa. You know, I was watching Hinano play the other day, and I saw Toa was a hostage for like a robbery. So yeah, so she's there. And I think Izuru is also there. There are some Holostars members there for sure, like Izuru. I haven't checked the others. A lot of the clips that I've been seeing are mostly Vispo clips, but there's a lot of VTubers there. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna have to repeat this. I'm getting my ass kicked. I guess I'm gonna have to focus when I get to these boss fights. Udin! Gen 0 equipment. I don't have that many. Gen 5 equipment. I don't have that many. No, I don't. No, I have the Botan ones. Laplas is a great fit for RPing. Laplas is hilarious in these events. Because, first of all, Laplas has really good interactions with others. She has really good interactions with other VTubers. She networks a lot. But, she's really funny in these events because she usually becomes a police member. And she's the so-called Kidzania detective. Because she's really bad as a police member. It's really funny. She couldn't drive at all in the first VCR event. It was really funny. She's gotten better. There you go. But I really like her interactions with other VTubers. There's this one clip of Laplas practicing together with her members, her team members, back in the VCR, the Street Fighter V Psycho. She was a team member with Rika, Kanae, and Haneru, Inaba Haneru. And she was discussing her lore with her fellow team members. It's really funny. I especially love her interactions with Kanae from Nijisanji. Like even back in the first VCR events, the first VCR GTA, Kanae and Laplas had really good interactions together. Kanae was the one who gave her the nickname Kidzane Detective. Then Kanae became and Laplas became a corrupted policeman, and was caught by Kanae. So Laplas asked to be coached as a police force member by Kanae, and so for an entire day Kanae was like watching over Laplas and helping her become better police member. It was so good. Those two have such great interactions, because Kanae likes to tease Laplas a lot. It's a good back and forth between the two of them. There we go. So it was cool to see the interaction again in the Street Fighter 6 V-Psycho. Anyway, because you don't know, the winner of the V-Psycho was a Team Red Blue, which was led by V-Post Kisaragi Ren. She was probably the strongest player in the entire tournament. Her team, if I remember correctly, it was called Team Red Blue because half of the members were red, half of the members were blue. So the red members were Kisaragi Ren and Akami Karui, who's affiliated with Crazy Raccoon. A VTuber affiliated with Crazy Raccoon, and the blue members were Tsumugi Kokage and Shirayuki Raid, I think. I was rooting for that team actually because from the very beginning I believed that Kisaragi Ren had what it took to become the champion, the first champion of the first Street Fighter V-Psycho. But I was rooting for Aki too. Aki did her best. She won one of the matches. And now Aki is a diamond rank player in Street Fighter. She made it. Now onwards to master rank. She did not participate directly in the Shishiro Cup, but she was part of the exhibition matches of the Shishiro Cup, which was cool. Kurumi Noa was also part of it, which is super cool. I just wish that for the Street Fighter V-Psycho... Wait. Oh, no, Choco, she's the mid-boss. I just wish that for the Street Fighter 6 V-Psycho, Shibuya Hall would have pulled the Pekora and brought Amayu Imoka as like a secret boss. Would have been so fitting. Because Amayu Imoka, she mains Akuma, which was the original secret boss back in Street Fighter 2. Obviously, no one stood a chance against Amayu Imoka. Impossible, I mean, she's way too good. Even Kisaragi Ren sees herself struggling against Moka. But still, though, it would have been fun for the content, right? I guess only Pekora pulls something off like that. Like she did in the Puyo Puyo Tetris tournament, where she made Suisei be the secret boss that Marin had to fight. Alright, I gotta focus, otherwise I'm gonna lose again. Go. There we go. I'm locked in. Ouch. Almost there. Nice. Alrighty. Onwards to Shion. Right, I forgot speed mode helps against these guys. This. Alright. Next. Okay, should be a bit easier until I get to Shion. I mean, I can't underestimate them, but it's not as bad. I've gotten used to these stages, even though I'm doing this for the first time. They tend to follow similar patterns, though. Nice. Urayo. Oh, not yet. Yeah, these guys are tanky. Where are you, Shion? Alright. Are we getting Shion finally? No, damn, it's taking a while. It's taking quite a while. Yoda yo! There we go, finally, Shion. Alright, I gotta lock in. Otherwise I can't beat her. Let's do this. Right. God. She's just like Shinky with that. You know, I'd like to see a whole live Toho crossover game. That would be fun. A lot of whole life members would fit in Toho just fine. There we go. Ouch. Ouch. Yes. You can parry that. I refuse to lose. All right. Second spell card. Nicer. You won't get me with that. Hurrah! Ouch. Oh. Ooh, follow up to that, huh? There's more projectiles on screen now. Alright, final spell card. Gotta walk in. Oh no. I know this spell card. This is a Marisa spell card from... Wait, is that a Marisa or is that a... Aya Shamemaru spell card? Might be both. Might be a mix of both. Of Aya Shamemaru and Marisa. Focus on dodging. Dodging comes first. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. Come on, almost there, almost there, almost there. Yay! I had to focus for that one. Oh, we. Hey. Nah. Be a bit gentler, would you? You scattered my stuff all over the place. Kinda hard to do that when you're casting death balls everywhere. What crazy magic have you been making? Oh, jealous, are you? Sounds like a skill issue to me. Oh, shots fired. You smug little. Consider yourself lucky for being cute. She is very cute. We did it! Victory! Alright. And that's all. I think that's all. Let me check. Murasaki Shion. It's not often that you see Shion-tan pull out their sorcery for something other than harmless pranks, so it's easy to forget that her repertoire also includes magic missiles. If I learned some witchcraft too, just imagine the possibilities. Indeed, indeed. Let me check something. I want to check something real quick. Let me look at the achievements of the game. Is there any character, any secret stage that was added into the game? Any secret stage? Doesn't seem like it, no. Okay. Let me check over here. I think that's everything, yeah. Second talisman slot. Oh. Well then. I was not... Oh, well, I was not aware of that. You can now have 2 talisman slots. Cool. I definitely should have seen the patch notes a bit better. Alright. Then yeah, we beat the game for now. Again. I'm so excited next time there's another secret boss, because like Kurokami was such a great fight. It was the best fight in the game, for sure. This fight was amazing. But yeah. Alright. We got our break from the Nisane scenario. Next stream, we'll do another Nisane scenario stream, but I think I'm going to alternate streams from now on. I'm gonna play Nisane scenario next stream, and then I'm gonna play Neo. Probably. Solve benefit for characters and forget to read further? No, I think that's all. Alright. I think I yapped enough for today as well. I'm very hungry right now. So yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, Johnny. See ya. Okay, I'll do end stream again. It's been a while. Aha, that's how you do it. Bye bye.